Welcome to Weequel School. We are a project-based, self-directed virtual learning platform. Project-based, self-directed virtual learning platform. Project-based, self-directed virtual learning platform.
We're going to keep doing this for the next 10 minutes. Actually, let's get started. Okay. So Isla, do you want to give us a little overview of what we're going to be doing today?
Well, today is our comedy demo day for Weequel School. So
great. So we're gonna be really funny today.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one way we're gonna do that is with our guest speaker today. We got Sean Keller.
Oh yeah.
Sean Keller. So Sean Keller, we're really lucky to have him because frankly, there just aren't a lot of professional funny people in the world, but I happen to have met one in high school and he didn't stop. He just kept going. And so like, that's super cool. Like I was looking him up a few years ago and was like, cause that was when Sumi and Isla started getting into making funny videos a few years ago. And so I was like, well, who do I know that's funny? Oh, Sean Keller from high school. So I was like, hey man, do you still do any of this stuff? And he's like, yeah, I actually do a whole lot of this stuff. So he shared that with us and that was really neat. So that was inspiring. And then we started getting into this. So we're grateful to have him. And in terms of the agenda, we're going to have a conversation with him in about 10 minutes. We're going to start with going through our first 3 videos. We actually got 10, but we're going to break it up. So you're not just sitting here watching 10, YouTube videos in a row. Total playtime is like maybe 25, 30 minutes. We're going to break this up with a discussion with him in about 10 minutes. So we're going to start with Cadence. Cadence has a piece that we're going to do, a skit. And then we got a couple here from my daughters.
Also,
yeah.
I dressed up as the character Jackie in ways to get out of doing chores. So that's just something you can look for.
Mom.
Yeah, she's a mom. So we're gonna hop into the, and then also we have a link to Sean Keller's new website that we actually helped put together. That you can see in the link for Facebook. So if you're interested in learning more about Sean, he's got some upcoming events. So but we'll be chatting with him more about that shortly. Let's go ahead and kick it off with Cadence. This is his first ever public demonstration of his comedy act. So. Hurry up.
Today I'm going to be talking about what to do when you're bored. Hey Jordan, I see your arm's broken. What happened? I'll take the long version, please. Ugh. Yeah. I think that's the groceries. I'm gonna have to go put them away. Bye. Thank you for watching Things to Do When You Are Bored.
That was great. That was actually my first time seeing that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. All right, let's just keep going. Let's just keep plowing through.
Sure, okay.
we'll have a chance to chat more with Cadence. Feel free to share, if you're watching, feel free to share comments, questions with Cadence, and we can ask him that. Just share that right on Facebook.
Today we're going to be talking about common sibling arguments.
Could you put your feet down?
No.
But they're gross.
So, my socks are covering them up.
We eat here.
They can eat on the other side. Oh, can I have a turn?
No.
But it's been 3 hours.
And?
So you should give me a turn.
Why?
Because it's been 3 hours.
5 more minutes.
I need to go to the bathroom. Do not take mine. Don't take mine.
You're bad.
I wasn't constipated. Where did my orange juice go? You took it. When I left, yours was running out.
I have a magic refill cup. Duh.
Ow! What was that for? That's what you get.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda!
How are you today?
I came twice today.
Nobody cares. Sorry, that's my little sister. She's a little.
I'm usually constipated.
She's adopted.
I'm faster than you!
Nope.
Wait!
Could you stop humming?
No.
It's really distracting.
Why?
Because it's kind of bad.
One sec, can I go grab something?
Sure.
Or will you just destroy the toy?
Perfect.
Thank you for watching our video about common sibling arguments.
That was good. Now let's skip the bloopers.
Yeah,
skip the bloopers.
Yeah.
Let's just hit the next one. Then I want to talk to Sean instead of
Sure.
watching you kids pretend to be comedians. I want to talk to a real one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just kidding. I love it all.
Yay. Today we're going to be talking about Before and Now Pandemic Edition.
This car smells so bad.
Kind of does.
Good morning, Sally. Good morning, Billy.
Hey, what did you do this weekend?
What I did this weekend is my mom made me clean my room. I just shoved everything in my closet, but then she opened it and everything fell on her. You don't want to know the consequence for that.
Oh my gosh, virtual school is just so different from regular school.
I know, right? It's just like my teacher spent 30 minutes
Yeah.
trying to get inside the class. Hey, Mama. I'm at the nurse's office and I have a stomachache and the nurse said I have a fever. So I didn't. Actually, she means she did, and so I need you to pick me up. Bye. Hello, this is Mommy. Jackie's mom, and I wanted to tell you that Jackie's feeling sick today.
It's bad, kids. It's about right.
Oh my gosh, my week was great. I went to the Pinky Pony Convention Festival.
I think you're glitching out, Sally. Sally, wait, is your connection? Wait, Sally, you there? Thank you for watching Before and Now Pandemic Edition.
Okay.
Sweet. So Sean, thank you again for joining. This is really great to have you here. So
yeah, no, it's great to be here. And those videos were hilarious, by the way. All of you kids, those are really good. And I'm really happy that in Cadence, in your video, you played the violin so beautifully. And I was like, that's not fair that someone so small can play the violin so well. And then the very next scene was a Rubik's Cube. And I was like, if he solves this immediately, I'm going to be so angry. And I'm very glad that you did not.
I can solve 1/3 of a Rubik's Cube.
Well, good. That's twice as much as I could solve. But I'm very glad that you were not both proficient in violin and Rubik's Cubes. But anyway, Joe, what were you saying?
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, I just I think one of the things I really like about the kids doing comedy is that, like, it's not only is it funny and entertaining and all that, but they're also learning a lot about presentation and getting a chance to, you know, think about getting outside your own head, who's my audience, you know, that kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. And I also, you can tell, like, they're very proficient with the technology, like throwing some of these movies together, you know, it takes some work.
Yeah, no, and it's very important how comedy is presented, because you could have, you know, a script that you write that you think is really funny, but if you don't film it in the right way, the jokes don't work. Or if you film it in a certain way, they work better. You girls in your video, the joke where you're talking on the phone and then the camera just slowly pans over and sees the other one in the same room, that's hilarious. And that joke works because of that slow camera movement. So yeah, the presentation was wonderful. And is a very important part of making something funny.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. So maybe you could tell us and the audience about your background as a comedian, how you got started, what you're doing now. Just tell us everything, man.
Yeah. So I kind of got started in high school. Joe and I went to high school together, as he said, and it started, I guess, when I joined the theater group, and we did a couple of plays where I discovered, hey, I can kind of just be ridiculous and do silly voices, and people really seemed to react to it well. So I started doing speech team, which sounds like debate club, but it's not. It's like you can do humorous scenes or dramatic scenes. The category that I did was called original comedy, where you wrote an 8-minute script and you could write whatever you want to, and you could have, you know, 2 characters in it or 100 characters, but you had to perform the entire script. So, you know, I wrote a couple of ridiculous original comedies where I was bouncing back and forth, playing different characters with different voices, and I did really well at that. And then
I gotta talk you up. I mean, it wasn't just that you were good. Like, the entire speech team and, you know, all these parents, like, usually the way this works is, like, the parents show up to their own kid's thing.
Yeah. Well,
all parents would show up to Sean's thing and tell their kids, why can't you be more like Sean? He's hard.
I went to, we had, like, you know, all these different competitions, school to school. And I eventually went to, like, regionals and then to state. And I got, like, 4th in the state or something. And I remember it was like, before the state competition, they had a school assembly. And I think I was either a freshman or a sophomore. I don't know, but there were, you know, 200 kids in this theater. And I'm doing this ridiculous script that I was like, I just thought this was, like, fun to do. And now I have to perform it in front of like 200, and all the popular kids were there, and the jocks, and
Your kids were there.
there were what?
Watch out for them popular kids.
Oh, there were like strong like football players and stuff, and so we had like the school assembly, and then afterwards I remember a couple of like the big football players were like, "Hey, that was really funny, man." And I thought everyone was just gonna be mad at me for like making them go and attend to this weird assembly where this guy's going to talk to himself for 10 minutes. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
That was basically it. Yeah, you're talking to it. Was...
Yeah, no, it is. It's if you saw me like practicing it, you would think that I was a crazy person, because you see people like in a city, like in a subway or in an alley, just like and just like switching back and forth like multiple personalities. But that's what it was, is like you're this character and then suddenly you're this character, and your demeanor and everything's different, and you just look like a crazy person for sure. But that's where the presentation's important, because contextually, if I'm on stage, then that's fine. But if I were in an alley behind a subway, that would be weird, and they would call the police.
That'd be a funny backdrop to have.
It would be, yeah. Maybe that's what all the crazy people in the subway need, is just a promoter. Like, hey, come see my guy do his show in the alley. And then, as long as people come to watch him, then he's not crazy.
Yeah.
But so then after high school, I went to college. I went as an acting major to Millikan University, and I just wanted to sort of explore different types of comedy. I joined started and joined an improv group, did plays, and I tried stand-up for the first time in college. Did a lot of writing. Comedy writing is pretty much important no matter what kind of comedy you want to do. And then after college, I moved up to Chicago and did more sketch stuff, started getting into film, filming short sketches and writing spec scripts and sort of writing screenplays with some people. Got into a production company where, you're collaborating with other crazy people who think the same things are funny, and all of a sudden they have, expertise where, hey, this guy's really great with a camera. Okay, why don't you direct it and I'll write it? And then, hey, these friends of mine are really great performers and really funny. So you sort of, find your tribe in a sense. And so I met some really great people and collaborated there, and then moved down to Louisville after my oldest daughter was born. And I started getting more into stand-up, and I did a couple of tours, drove all around the country and started doing film. I'm in a couple of feature-length films that came from either comedy or acting gigs or both. I got with an agency, did a couple of commercials, and just sort of a little bit of everything. Writing late night packets, and last year I auditioned for SNL. I'm doing a podcast now, and I started doing a one-man Star Wars show, which is I'll be finishing that up this year, but that goes back 5 or 6 years when I first started it. So I'm definitely, if you're interested in comedy, there are opportunities everywhere, and just depending on what you want to do, there's a lot of people who are interested in the same thing and who you can collaborate with. So
as long as you're actually funny, you need to know yourself.
Well, sure. I mean,
I'm kidding.
Hopefully you're funny. I think that's one thing that you get instant feedback when you're doing like stand-up, for instance, where you could think you're really funny, but if you go on stage and nobody laughs at you for 10 minutes, then it's sort of a wake-up call, and you're like, okay, I need to like work a little harder, or I need to write something different or perform differently. But when you find the like-minded people, you start hanging out with other comedians, you can go up to them. Hey, is this funny? Why didn't this work? But really, you get that audience reaction is right away, if you're good or not. There's other types of jobs that you could have where you could maybe do it for a long time and not really know if it's good. But comedy is definitely one of those things where I'm going to tell a joke, and if you don't laugh, then it wasn't a good joke, something was wrong with it. Which is a harrowing thing at times, but also very rewarding when you do, find a groove and create something, and you're like, oh wow, a lot of people laughed at this or liked this.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Hey, so we're gonna go ahead and do a few more videos. We're gonna do let's do 3 more and
I think it might have been
give
9
Sean
videos, yeah.
a chance to drink some water and take a little break, and then we'll come back and we'll chat more with Sean. Feel free to ask questions, share comments in Facebook. I'm happy to take those and field those too. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
This is before now, Mom.
Yeah.
In this video, we will be talking about Before and Now Pandemic Edition Mom.
Oh my gosh, it's like every single time I ask Jackie to do her chores, she's always like, but Mom, I'm doing homework. And it's like, but you just told me 20 minutes ago that you were done doing your homework. It's so confusing, Jennifer. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
Will you do that?
Mom, I don't understand my homework. I lost my laptop, so I can't Google it.
Let's see here.
Mom, something's wrong with my computer.
Coming. I don't know, honey. You know technology better than I do.
I can't even get inside the class. What am I supposed to do?
That's like the movie from Zoolander.
Okay, honey, I'm going to the gym.
Bye, Mom. Hey, Mom. How's the gym?
Oh, I took a little detour to Starbucks, but it was great. Okay, sweetie, Mommy's gonna be on her Peloton. Don't want to gain those mommy pounds.
Okay.
Wow, you're good.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Mom, what are you doing?
Oh, you know, Pelotoning, just as usual. You know, mommy pounds.
Of course. Mommy pounds. Mommy pounds.
Thank you so much for coming by, Mr. Plumber.
Thank you, man. It's what I do.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I don't know hardly anything about plumbing. This is so much more complicated than the YouTube video.
Thank you for watching Before and Now Pandemic Edition Mom.
Aw. Nice. Let's keep it going. We'll do 2
Yeah,
more,
go.
then we'll chat
Okay.
with Sean.
Yeah. There we go.
Hi, and today we're going to be talking about 7 reasons why we shouldn't have to go outside. Reason number 1. You don't have to go outside to get sunlight.
Reason number 2. There's a reason why we have lamps.
Reason number 3. You don't have to work hard to be entertained while you're inside because you have the internet.
Really good.
Oh, look, a rock.
You see the difference? I know I do.
Reason number 4. You can get vitamin D by breathing in computer light. That's been verified by scientists. Reason number 5. When you're outside, there are no couches, which means you have to stand. That's just unacceptable.
It's been such a long day.
Oh, it's been such a long day. Ow! Inside, there aren't dangers such as alligators, lions, and tigers. Inside, there are only hot stovetops you can burn yourself with, staircases that you can fall. You know what? Let's go to the next reason. And lastly, you can search up pictures of nature on Google, and frankly, they're much prettier than the nature we have here. See what I mean? I would much rather go to the picture on Google, and by go there, I mean look at the picture while getting vitamin D from my computer screen.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you for watching our 7 reasons why we shouldn't go outside. I hope now you think that maybe the inside isn't so bad.
That's great. All right, let's do one more.
Okay.
You make very compelling arguments. A lot of the things that the children learn about things like getting vitamin D from their computer screens, they learn at Weeple School.
Okay, first
is
off,
true.
computer screen thing is not true. Second off, I don't know how you did it, but my siblings still believe that.
It was verified by scientists, though, she said.
Yeah,
She mentioned that in the video.
Yeah.
Can't argue with science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Google it.
Just listen and learn, okay? Go ahead.
Hello, today we're going to talk about all the things we do during COVID-19 when we can't go to Six Flags.
What to do when you can't go to Splash Mountain?
Instead of bumper cars, the sumo bump.
What to do when you can't go on the teacup ride?
When you can't go to Chinatown, you can dig to China.
Who needs claw machines when you have this? And lastly, instead of the merry-go-round, the scooter-go-round. Hello everybody! Thank you for watching our video about things we do while we're stuck inside and can't go to amusement parks. I hope
During
now...
the year of 2020
2020,
because
yeah.
it's a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed and now have some ideas of what to do to cure your boredom.
Great job.
Okay.
That was
Where are these girls' parents? They're just getting into all sorts of mischief.
Oh man.
Where are the parents?
Okay, this is something. So we were in the mall one day, and I was picking the girls up and throwing them on really expensive furniture at this fancy place.
As one does.
These like giant pillows.
Yeah, and one of the parents came by and was like, "How are you raising your kids?" And I, without missing a beat, I looked back and I said, "Easy, I don't." And she was just like, and just like wandered off. And then me and the girls were just like burst out laughing for like the next hour. We were basically
Oh my gosh.
reenacting that over and over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah, some people I don't understand the judgment sometimes when it comes to, it's like, are your kids like, are they hurting anybody? It's like, no, they're just having fun. Like, all right, well, just go buy your, ceramic goose or whatever you're.
Yeah, go buy your ceramic goose and then drop it on your foot.
Well, now
On film.
yeah, okay. If it's for comedy, then that's fine. We don't wish bodily harm on anyone
Okay.
unless you're filming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you can
That's
drop
true.
as many ceramic gooses on your foot as you want.
Yeah, you actually, it's scientists have proven you can't get arrested for hurting someone if you're filming it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Exactly.
Actually, this
So you can write that down. That's true.
write that down. This is so
That's-
full disclaimer, anything. So let's talk to Sean a little bit more about like how we can be cool like him and be
Oh no.
so
I don't wish that on anyone.
questions that you guys got for Sean?
How would you go about like trying to get awareness on like what you're doing and so people actually know that you're performing and doing some of these comedy skits and stuff?
Yeah, that's a great question. So promotion is the word, and the business side of performing is something that I hate. It's a very necessary thing, and it's something that some people are very, very good at, and it's something you have to learn the same way that you're learning any art form. So you're promoting individual shows. Basically, you want to promote yourself as a brand or as a performer, but what I really like to do is try and focus show to show. So if I know that I have a stand-up show coming up, or a Star Wars show, you sometimes have to spend money to get advertising out there. I'll send out a press release so that if people want to write an article about you in the local paper or get you on a radio show to promote, they can do that. And you kind of have to, sometimes it's a matter of printing out flyers and going around town into heavily trafficked neighborhoods or places that you feel like would be.
I tend to send my kids to heavily trafficked areas.
Well, not traffic like cars, just like, a coffee shop where there's a lot of people.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. You don't want to send them into the expressway unless you're filming it.
Right.
Exactly.
Per your last point. This is all making sense to me.
Yeah. But no, so sometimes you got to think, all right, like, who is this show for? If we're doing, a very adult sort of like roast show, we're not going to put flyers at the local daycare. We might go to a bar instead and put up flyers there for 4 or 5 hours, however long it takes to hang up a couple of flyers at that bar. No. But the business side, when it comes to promoting things, it's really, it takes a lot of work, and you have to, something that's hard for me is to kind of speak nicely about yourself. And you're basically telling people, hey, like, I'm really good, I'm really funny, come see me.
I'm funny, come watch my show.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, it almost seems like begging at a certain point, and you're like, I don't want to do that, but you have to, because you want people to come and see your show. And so yeah, that's it's hard. You have to spend a lot of time doing that when you'd much rather just practice your jokes.
All right, well, just as an ongoing open invitation, you ever tell me you're going to do a show and you put out a tweet, you just tell me, I'll put out the tweet for you, and then you can just retweet other people talking about your show.
Social media. So social media is a great way to do it, and we advertise a lot on Facebook and Instagram, and but yeah, that's you want to target people who are going to be in your area. If you're doing a show, if I'm doing something in Louisville, I might target an ad specifically to this city. But yeah, if you're doing something like a YouTube video that it's got international reach, there's lots of different ways to do it.
Cool. What about you, Isla? Do you have any questions for Sean?
What's like something you can do when you're trying like one of the first steps you can do when you like want to get yourself out there and actually start like doing big performances?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on what type of performance. If you're wanting to get into stand-up comedy, they have these things called open mics where they're all over town. They could be in a pizza place, they could be in a restaurant, in a theater, in a comedy club, and you basically show up and sign your name on a sheet of paper, and they'll give you 5 minutes of stage time. And so you write out whatever you think your best jokes are. And when they call your name, you go up there and you try out your 5 minutes of material, and 99% of it's not going to work. And you're going to go back and say, okay, well, that one joke I did worked really well. So then you go back home and you rewrite all the jokes that did not work, and you replace them with other new jokes, and you keep the one that worked. And then you go back to another open mic night, and you maybe find one more joke that works, and you do that over and over again until you've got, hey, I've got a good 5 minutes here. Then you try to take that 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 15 to 30. That's one way to do it. the best way, in my opinion, is through collaboration. If you've got people who you know have a similar sense of humor, or people that or that you respect their comedy style, or their tastes in comedy, just asking, hey, do you think this is funny? And then you can kind of go back and forth and, yes, this is funny. And also, what if you think about this? And what if you think about this? And you can kind of take all those ideas. But that's kind of what I was saying earlier, as far as the only way to know really if it works is to do it in front of a group of people. And so that's the scary thing, is that you'll go out there and think, I have these really funny jokes, but you don't know really if they're funny until you do them for that room full of people. And then they'll tell you if it's really funny or not. So yeah, and if you want to get into other, comedy writing or acting, it's different.
Because you can get that feedback so quickly, the feedback loop is so fast. That's that's one of the things that we've tried to include in a variety of different classrooms that we're doing at Weequel School. So that's actually one reason why we try to do demo days at such a high frequency, because we're trying to reduce the length of that feedback loop for our students. Because if they make something, present it, they get the feedback, right? And you'll know, like, we know how many views you got on your project post. If you get a lot of questions, like the way people respond to what you're doing when you demo it, right? That's like across the board. I mean, that's like the 3D printing stuff, what are some other ones, like the apps that we were developing, like when Anya was talking about her app and she just went on there really fast and pulled up this Flutter app and blah, 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 blah. And then the guest speaker was like, wow, you really know your stuff. Like, she's getting that feedback really fast. And I feel like that's a really cool learning process for anything, but like comedy, right? It's just so clear.
And it's important also, though, to not get discouraged, because if you go, to an open mic and there's 25 people in the audience and, maybe 2 of them laugh at one of your jokes and you're like, oh no, like that's a bad joke. Well, maybe it is, or maybe you said it weirdly because you took a sip of water and it didn't sit right, or maybe you said it too quickly or too slowly. So you might try it again, and then you try it for 25 different people and they all laugh and they think it's hilarious. So it's a really, like, you have to be really perceptive and try and figure out, okay, what is worth keeping or molding. And it's just constantly you're shaping it and trying to figure out what's the best thing. So it's constant work, and it's never really done. Like it's done if you like record a comedy album, or if you film a special, then you're like, okay, I'll never have to work on these jokes ever again. Otherwise, you could keep working on them and keep changing them. And, so it's a very like a live sort of art form.
I love that because like there's so much of what you're saying that like resonates with just kind of the way that we've started thinking about learning in general, because it's kind of like that iterative process. That's one reason why we don't emphasize, with a lot of the stuff, we don't emphasize grades, because we're actually trying to get young people to think about this iterative process where something, you're really just continually trying to make something better and better until it reaches a point where it adds a lot of value to other people. It's not a one-shot game, and that's kind of the way that like life works, right? I also really like what you said about collaboration, where oftentimes it can just be way more fun and you learn a lot more and build relationships along the way when you're collaborating with other people around those shared interests or that project, right? So a lot of what you're saying about comedy is a lot of kind of what excites us about a lot of things. So should we take a little break and watch a few more videos and then have Sean on and we can talk some more about his...
So what are the other ones we're going to play?
Well,
I really want to get to Sean. So Sean, you actually have a upcoming... you actually have something that you are going to be you're promoting now, right? The Star Wars thing, right?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to start promoting it. So hey, I'll start promoting it right here.
Maybe go ahead and talk about that a little bit, then we'll jump to the video, because I want to make sure that we don't lose folks and they get a chance to hear that and know where they can go to get more info.
Yeah. So it's the speech team thing I was talking about earlier, the original comedy, the crazy person talking to themselves. I took that idea and turned it into a full-length show where I do a really madcap, quick retelling of all of the Star Wars movies. So I started with episodes 1 through 6, and I've since added episodes 7, 8, and 9. And so I'm going to be debuting the ending. Episode 9 will be at the end of the show for the first time, July 30th and July 31st, here in Louisville at a venue called Planet of the Tapes. And yeah, I'm going to do one show each night. It'll be very crazy and weird. And I've gotten a lot of great feedback on the show previously. People see it over and over again, which is crazy to me, but very flattering. And so I'm looking forward to putting the ending chapter on there.
I actually watch all your other stuff every weekend.
It's as a punishment for the girls. If they get out of line, you actually make them rewatch the show.
So one thing we'll definitely do is we're going to put up this information on your new website. So you can actually get to Sean's website at wequel.com/Sean Keller.
Which is also
no
in the
space.
description.
Yeah, we put that in the description here. So we'll be sure to add that information, and I'll work with Sean to update that as he has other stuff going on. But I definitely want to watch that because it was your earlier Star Wars stuff that you sent to me 3 years ago, right?
When I was first doing the show. And I was going to say for this last thing that I'm doing at the end of July, I might work out a way to do like a live streaming link for it. But yeah, so any information we've got, we'll throw on that website there.
That'd be really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and hit some of these videos, and then we'll have a last little chat with Sean, and then we'll let him go. This has been tremendous.
Yeah. Okay. Me.
Mommy pounds.
I don't know how Sume does this thing.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about spying, a revolution.
You're
You're trying to spy.
Oh no, someone's coming.
camouflage. That one's good.
Subject has passed to East Wing.
Copy that.
Hey, Bill, this job is so hard.
Yeah, Jeff.
Gotta watch this.
Oh, die.
Thank you for watching Spying a Revolution.
The last one
We'll definitely have to get.
is
Ways to get out of doing chores, which is the one where I'm dressed up as Jackie. So I'm dressed up as the
This is
same.
also really valuable strategies for kids that we try to teach them at Weekly School.
exactly.
Yeah. I love the hiding behind the monkey because, like, if someone looks over, they're just like, oh, it's just a monkey in the living room.
It's just a
Nothing weird about that.
No. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, so I'm wearing the same exact clothes for Ways to get out of doing chores, Jackie.
I've got a plunger.
Hello, today we're going to be demonstrating different ways to do chores or get out of doing chores because like
Nobody likes doing chores, except that one weird dude named Billy. Sweetie, time to do your chores.
Oh, I guess she's asleep.
Huh. So sunbathing is just so fun, even though
Hey, so could you play with the toilet? Daddy made a super big poo. It's been class. What are you doing, honey?
just a bit of homework.
Okay, I'll just close the toilet.
I seriously?
Hey, could you wash the windows?
I can't. I actually need to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm so constipated.
I'll be in here for a long time.
I don't think I'll be able to clean the window.
He gets the
Oh.
fart joke.
What a shame.
Honey, time to do the dishes. Okay, sweetie. So here are some clothes you have to fold.
That's so
Here's
sleepy.
some more. Anyways. Yep, I think that's the lot of it. Have fun.
Random tripod.
Done, Mom.
Oh, really? You missed a sock, but still, good job, sweetie. No.
Oh, come on, I laughed.
What do you mean? I talk.
Honey, lunch is ready.
You took the weirdest picture of me.
You need to clean your room. Now.
Why? What's the problem?
The problem is quite obvious. Clean it.
I cleaned my room.
Wow.
I just realized there are a lot of references to this.
Wow. Okay, let's see how your closet's doing.
It's a blooper. I was inside the closet.
Thank you for watching ways to get out of doing chores and ways to do chores. That just makes things a lot easier. And so I hope you found this helpful, except you, Billy, because you like doing chores. You're weird. Okay, bye. Okay, that's the last one.
Wow, that was a lot. So we're gonna have to do another comedy demo day before you guys have 10 videos, because a lot of videos.
Yep.
Seriously, who is Billy?
Poor guy.
When we're doing
It's like an inside. It's an inside joke where
yeah,
it's like
now it's like every it's like
any
yeah, that
generalization
one
we'll make.
weird dude named Billy.
Like nobody really likes, like vegetables.
Except that one weird dude named Billy.
He's the
yeah.
only one. I don't know. Anyway.
And then we find someone named Billy.
So I don't want to keep Sean too much longer. He's already been very generous with his time, but I do want to reiterate that he has a show coming up, the Star Wars show, and I mean this is kind of like, this has been like your baby for years that you kind of been building and growing. I'm very happy to shamelessly promote it, because I think that this is one great way that young people can learn is by looking at what successful professionals are doing, talking to them, and potentially even collaborating with them. Like we have a few things brewing at Weequel School. We have adults actually teaming up with kids around shared interests too, to launch to launch like startup ideas and stuff. So so I'll go ahead and allow, maybe we just pause here and give Sean some time to just make some final comments, share whatever you want to share.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, kind of building on what you just said. If any of you guys or anyone watching, wants to reach out for any sort of advice or has any questions, I'm sure that in the Slack, or somewhere, Joe can put up my email address or figure out some way to get you in touch with me. You kids seem to have pretty inherent understanding of what's funny, so I feel like that's part of it that you can't really teach, is what makes me laugh. And then you sort of take that and you can figure out how to make other people laugh. And, there's obviously more to it than that, but I think all the videos I saw today were really funny. And yeah, I just, keep making stuff that would make you laugh, and it'll make other people laugh too.
Cool. Oh, we actually did get a question I wanted to share. It's for Cadence. Caden, so what do you want to do next? What's your next thing?
I actually just had an idea. I could do like something like a before and now, except for it's day and night.
Okay.
I play the piano, so like day I could be playing the piano, and night I could play like a louder, more crazy song, and then I could, something like that.
Wake up your parents.
Oh yeah, you could just have like
Not in the middle of the night, more like I just
walk down.
Cadence is just turning these videos.
there's
into
no way
personal talent
there's no way to record that.
Yeah, and so we also have a question for Sean, see whether or not Sean will be back if students do any more comedy videos, but I won't put Sean on the spot. Sean's a busy guy.
I'm glad that there was a question for me, because if the only question that came through was for Cadence, I was going to be so angry. I'm the special guest speaker.
I'm watching you.
I'd be happy to come back. Joe will talk.
Yeah. Sounds good. No, we get some questions. I've been trying to mold it into like the conversation. That's why I keep like. Yeah. So we'll. I love this, man. I mean, my daughters, they've been doing this stuff. We've been trying to come up with ways to really turn comedy into something that could be part of Wequel School. And that actually wasn't hard at all, because I feel like you're just learning you're building confidence, you're building presentation skills, learning to use the tech, learning how to work as a team, collaborate with other people.
Yeah, and you can use some of like the editing stuff to incorporate into other videos that might not be about comedy.
Yeah. No, you guys are going to focus on comedy now. I think it's really important that you guys focus on your comedy career. Right.
Well, and you're bringing joy into people's lives during a really difficult time to be alive for many people. So it's right. A very educational thing, but also you should feel good that you're making people laugh and feel good about themselves for a little bit.
I mean, it's hard to think of a job that has a more direct positive impact on humanity than what you do. Like, and it's so hard to do. I think a lot of people wrote like the things that they are most scared of is like public speaking and spiders. Going up in front of a group of people to try to make them laugh is like terrifying.
Yeah.
But your job is to literally make people smile and laugh. I mean,
it's a great job if you can do it.
Yeah. Well, that's why, to you, man, thank you so much for being on. And this is incredible. And just let us know how we can help you.
Also,
we'll do it again sometime.
Also, join Wequel School, which is a project-based, self-directed learning platform. Project-based, self-directed virtual learning platform.
What do we do?
Project-based, self-directed virtual learning platform.
No, keep going.
Project-based, self-directed virtual learning platform.
Where did Sean go? Where did he go? Okay. I think we lost Sean. Oh! All right, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, if I'm the only person Sean's jealous of, that's gotta mean that I'm the best. That means he's scared. So
I'm coming for you, Cadence.
No, I'm watching you.
All right. Hey, this is awesome, Sean. Thank you so much for being on. Let's mic drop and and exit. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.